So we're back to Arabia again for this one. And we are in the 1500 to 1800 ELO section. A bit of a broad spread, I regret now after having launched the tournament, but that's something I'll take for future reference. It's Plogen here, it's high 1700s, maybe crossing in on the 1800s. So obviously a very solid player against Chafar here in the red. Actually, before looking further into the maps, let's just pull up those ranks here of these players. So we're gonna see that rank on Plogen as well. So I know for a fact that Plogen is high 1700s, but Chafar then 1578, probably absolutely for sure a very solid player as well. So the players have picked and banned their maps respectively, and then drafted Sibs accordingly. And Plogen here drafting Chinese for Arabia. So Chinese, although with an there we go with rank 1770 for Plogen. Chinese obviously a very solid overall Sib because their technologies are cheaper as you go through the ages. And but their downside is that they start with 0 food and minus 50 wood. So you need to go into loom straight away, then pick the sheep ASAP and focus on food, force drop food so you can keep TC working consistently. This is why we're seeing Plogen here with 18 seconds of idle TC time, which for a Chinese start is already pretty good, honestly. And by starting with 3 extra villagers of Chinese, if you can keep that lead with Loom being tech, you'd ideally be sitting with an almost full 2 villagers lead over the opponent, which is obviously a huge economic advantage. You could go to the feudal age then at 23 pop with the same uptime as someone going, say, 21 pop scouts, for example. So limited many options there. Chinese not very likely to go Drush or Men-at-Arms because they lack wood at the start. But they could go, for example, 23 pop straight archers with their extra starting villagers to benefit that economy and a quicker uptime, or to simply go into the scouts with a stronger economy to back it. Chinese farms also carry more food, so they have a bit of a food boost there to their economy as well. But let's look at this Chinese map though. Nice back gold here for Plogen. It's a 4-tile gold easily secured in the back there. Main gold rather forward. And I think Chafar has had an intention to lame here because his scout is very weakened, and it's also a way to set back Chinese. Chinese can't go Men-at-Arms. I mean, I guess people do it, but you are lacking 150 food to start the game, so you need to have a seriously good start to warrant Men-at-Arms for Chinese, in my opinion. But I guess people still do it. So Chafar rather early out with the scouting. It is 6:30 minutes after all, so it's probably gather as much intel as he can. And seeing the back golds here, it's not going to be easy to deny Plogen off gold here. Let's see other Huns players' base here. Huns, of course, never need to build houses. That's very useful. You could spam units easily without thinking about getting pop capped before you're actually at 200. 2 side golds here for Chafar, not the worst spots ever, but the main gold being forward and all golds sort of to the same side. Also not ideal if Plogen goes for example, the archers here, because then they could deny this back wood line, could deny the forward gold if that's what Chafar goes for first. And overall, much more open area for the Huns here. Usually not a setback for Huns, because Huns not needing the houses are generally going to be favored going for some aggressive approach anyway. 2 on gold here for Chafar, going to the feudal age now. That could be indicative of a Men-at-Arms play actually, but the barracks isn't up yet, so I'm assuming this is straight archers. Yes, 3 on gold now total. So let's see, Plogen side now about to reach the feudal age here at 20 pop actually, so that's a very smooth one for or Chinese 3 on gold here. What is this plan here? Dropping the barracks just now upon reaching the feudal age? Maybe I forgot about it, I'm not sure. But with 3 on gold, by the looks of it, Plogen as well is going into the straight archers here. He sees that there's 3 on gold for the Huns player as well, so they have, by the looks of it, a mirrored approach to their strategies here for this Arabia game. Chafar actually opting for the walls here, rather large section to wall, but with the Huns wood savings, that's still justified in the middle of going for military buildings production here as well. Not needing to build these houses for Huns, that saves them 25 wood per house. That should be roughly, should be some thousands wood total at least. There's the range not easily denied, the range going up for Plogen as well. Chafar trying to delay it a little bit, but his initial scout was already very low HP, so that went down to Plogen's villager on this side. So single range archers for both, but keep in mind that Plogen has invested far less into walls so far, so he should be in a better spot to have consistent production from the very get-go here. Maybe the Huns wood savings from not needing houses is enough here still to warrant constant production on both sides here though. Oh, but Chafar, he makes a spearman here, so he's expecting the Chinese with that 20 pop uptime to go for the scouts here, which is not the case at all, and yeah, there's not really much scouting to tell here other than the barracks, so Chafar might be in for a surprise here when Plogen moves forward with the archers here, although they're both going for the archers, so there should be potential to defend it for both anyway. Looking at the eco though, Plogen now with 9 on farms should most likely be able to tech into fletching earlier as well, and that could be a huge shift of power there. There's even a hole in the woodline here from what I can tell, so if Plogen notices that in time, that's a dangerous spot where some damage can be done on the woodline over here. So is Chafar going to go on the aggressive side first here? Walls not quite in place yet. So good reaction there, I think. Almost. Okay. So house wall and palisade wall to keep the aggression out from this side. See, by the walling, this leads the aggression in towards the TC, so it's tougher for the archers to engage any of Plogen's eco here without running into TC fire and losing hit points. Plogen committing completely to the archers here. Did not go into any upgrades just yet. Will be focusing on one range consistent production here, and is also at 6 military to 8 here, but some of those are spearmen for Chafar, so looking at the archers count, there's only one difference here between the two, even though Chafar did go up at a stronger economic population with 22, I believe, or maybe even 23, I don't remember now. So see the way Plogen is walling here, is spending very little wood and funneling the aggression in towards the TC, so that all the economy is rather safe from archers' aggression. Maybe not here, you could sneak in some archers here and deny some woodline. Same on this side potentially, but for now, especially the gold is key here for Plogen. That's just a perfect gold spot in the back there to warrant archers play, because you're never going to be taken off gold by enemy archers here. And since spearmen are a big part of the combination here for Chafar, is going to be fended off rather easily by Plogen here. Military counts now even. Chafar going to replenish some more units here. Now with fletching in for the archers though, so Chafar indeed getting fletching first here. And with the food and gold eco roughly similar to Plogen's, but Plogen a bit more on gold, investing into another range feudal, whereas... Wait, that's the case for Chafar as well actually. So, still mirrored double range archers play here from the players, but Plogen with the stronger farming economy behind this will still be able to get to the castle age a little bit sooner and make use of the crossbows power spike. And we could look into the eco upgrades here as well, that Plogen has both double wit axe and horse collar in, whereas Chafar doesn't have either. And that's also going to be a huge factor for the long-term economy here between the players, as Plogen's farms will last longer, and they already carry more food by being Chinese farms. But double wit axe, maybe more notably behind Archer's play, will be bringing in more wood, or wood more efficiently and more consistently, facilitating that double range approach and the Castle Age transition. So both players on the way to the Castle Age now as well. We have half a minute roughly between the players, but also Plogen with Wheelbarrow. He has so much more eco upgrades overall behind this. So the higher ranked player here, Plogen, is going into the next stage also with a much stronger economy to back everything here. Could go into multiple theses immediately to secure the main gold, for example, or to further secure a woodline over here. Meanwhile, Chafar is making the best of it here with the archers forward to try and obstruct Plogen. Might be suspecting that Plogen is up, and now with Castle Age kicking in, Chafar should definitely be backing off so as not to run into any early crossbows with his archers. So Plogen with a solid wood eco behind all this, dropping a TC right on the main gold here, secures that, and goes into university here. How come the tech graphic doesn't show the gold and stone mining upgrades? I guess it's a matter of priorities of what to fit in here, because they are not as significant. I think gold mining may be useful, but it's something that players don't get as frequently. Especially stone mining, you don't see that a lot. So that could be. Let's see, actually, Alt T. No, no way to remember. Maybe that will be added at a later stage. Plogen with the beautiful box formation here now, moving in, and Chafar meanwhile stressing up ATC here, and you can understand why, because Chafar really wants to protect this woodline against the crossbows forward of Plogen here, and also this side gold here, because with Plogen breaking in through the walls here, the main gold is very exposed. Let's see who can get the better end of this deal, though. We have Bodkin for both players, but Plogen with defense. 12 against 15. This is going to come down to micro skills here. 13 to 11. So Chafar with the numbers, Plogen with the upgrades advantage here. But you can see from the HP bars here that Chafar with the numbers is definitely taking. I think it just had stand ground patrol there and got the better end of that deal. So maybe Feudal Age Archer or armor is overrated. But Plogen still has the consistent military behind this. He's sending in another volley with 13 crossbows total now, unless he's gonna gather up some more. And there are some nasty hills here for Plogen to fall back to for defense as well. So triple ranges, not really producing for Chafar at the moment. May have been struggling a little bit of for gold or prioritizing these TCs for product protection of the economy here. Plogen has a very affordable gold here as well, but he's secured his main gold here and is going to have gold access for a long while. University got up a while ago, still only... Oh, it's 3 TCs for Plogen as well, actually. TC on the stone! Wow, so Plogen isn't joking around here, wants to go into the castle and forward castle maybe, or going to Chukonu here. Meanwhile, Hunt's players going for the Cav Archers seems a risky play, even though they are cheaper for Hunts, because there are so many crossbows on the field here for Plogen, and crossbows in this mass against small numbers of Cav Archers, the crossbows should just shred them. It's good for the raiding potential though, and Chafar is still keeping some crossbows forward to idle Plogen a little bit here as well, but look at the general idle TC time behind all of this. 3 TCs and only 1 minute 56 seconds idle TC time for Plogen here. Castle on Red's Rangers will be sick for Plogen. He's going even more ambitious on this one. He's actually going to drop a castle on the Rangers and the TC, and with Bodkin Arrow maybe even ranging a little bit of the gold here. Imagine this castle being just slightly right here. Oi, oi, oi. Plogen just wants to say, get out of my game here to the 200 elo lower player here. And and wait, how many builders here tasking for this castle? 13 total on the castle. And yeah, that's the fourth castle that calls the GG from Chafar, and understandably so. This is not easily dealt with in the castle age. Denies so much of the economy as well, not to mention the ranges. So every time you'd ungarrison units from this range, this castle would actually risk shooting them down. So yeah, solid play by Plogen here with the Chinese. I think he really likes playing the Chinese. I've seen him use them in team games as well with some sick plays. So well earned 1-0 for Plogen for this one. We'll be going to Chafar's home map next. (42-28) is the tally for the KD here, and Plogen with the early eco upgrades specifically here takes a solid economic lead for the cast age, and that might be the largest difference between the two, because they had both a very consistent army production, mirroring each other's plays with the double ranges. You know, if you see the enemy going for 2 ranges and you plan on archers yourself, you would try and match their approach. So good call for Chafar there, but in the end, Plogen with the remembering double bit axe, able to go into double bit axe, horse collar, wheelbarrow, and all of those things just gives him so much better economy in the next age. Slightly quicker castle age as well, and that feudal age is just sick, honestly. 20 pop, straight archers with Chinese. That was a thing of beauty right there. The RV tab here as well. That's Chafar losing numbers there, trying for the Cav Archers. Good for the raiding potential, not so good for against the mass crossbows with Plogen. Plogen keeping the army numbers somewhat consistent here, and that forward castle obviously ending it. So let's, I think they just wrote each other the GLHF. Let's bring up the next one here and see what they have in store for this one. So the matchup is Khmer versus Mayans. So Chafar playing the Archers civilization here. Mayans, cheaper archers, fantastic economy, longer lasting resources, and some mobility for raiding with the Eagle Warriors if needed. And Dust, as is this map, this is Chafar's map of choice. Very open map, as you can see. You'd have to migrate to get to the woodlands, and in Plogen's case, he has this form pretty close to TC, and as so goes for Chafar, but later on they'll need to go really far to get some better ones. I love this map though, it's really hard to full wall, really invites for some scouts and mobility, cavalry play, cab archers maybe even. And curious to see Mayans. If Mayans can pull off the Eagle Warriors here, that could be strong as well, although quick walls would potentially stop their aggression, of course. Resources are somewhat standard. You have the 2 elephants, you have 8 sheep, you have the berries, and then some hunt, and also some neutral patches of hunt, I think. No, that's another map, maybe. So, but good luck full walling these maps. It's usually not going to be a play you want to go for. Plogen here with the Khmer has the potential to go for a really quick scouts build, because you don't need to place the barracks in order to get the stables up as Khmer, and hence you could go straight into the scouts in the feudal age and save that wood for more farms or whatever else is needed to go into your follow-up. It's pretty greedy to go for scouts without building the barracks, so in the event that the opponent goes for scouts and you need spearmen, but in this case it's Plogen's up against Mayans, and I think that makes even more sense than to actually go for a very greedy play with no barracks at all and just go early up with Khmer at maybe 19 or 20 pop and start spewing out those scouts. Gold, main goal a bit to the side here. I guess there's some wall potential to the right hand side here for Plogen, but I hope they won't full wall this map. The idea is to play them open. Side gold, horrible, so far forward, but a side gold in the back here as well to be taken. I mean, this gold spawns, honestly. Main gold here for Chafar. Looks like he wants to go for the Drush here because he's taking 10 gold. And then side gold over here, but where the heck is his third gold? Is that the one? I think that's the third gold of Chafar here. So, side gold there, and for Plogen it's this one and this one. It's just absolutely horrible map generation. I love it because they will have to fight even more for the resources here to as the game progresses. Here comes the barracks for Chafar at 16 pop now, and with a little bit of a force dropping of the food here, should be going into the militia production ASAP. I think pre-build rush could have good merit here on this map. The economies should be rather exposed. In Plogen's case, the berries are in the back, so that is to his advantage, and so goes for the wood line over here. Only 2 on wood for Plogen. Is he gonna go into the towers here or something? Or just a ridiculously early scouts play here with all focus on food? Nah, it has to be the scouts. So heavy food investment here. We'll see though. I'm not sure what Plogen has in store here. Yeah, blue lost the eagle to the TC. That is never a situation you want to find yourself in. Now there's very little scouting intel for Chafar to make use of the militia here. Third militia about to come out, so they are going to hit Plogen's base at roughly above 8 minutes here. But at least Chafar knows the TC is here, so we'll be avoiding that, and then use the militia, maybe even split them out to use one of them for scouting the other side, just to know where to hit with the Drush here. They are on the move, so Chafar is going to Travel to the right-hand side here. Make sure to avoid the TC, obviously. And might or might not be able to hit the woodline here. We'll see. Plogen, meanwhile, is doing the 18 pop Khmer scouts here. Is going straight for the stables, as mentioned. And there's no way Chafar will be able to wall in time. You don't wall on dust, you play it open. No, of course not. Zebra's a little bit further away for Chafar, but close enough to warrant the use of the mill to bring them in anyway. Great quick walls from Plogen there to keep the militia out, and they will have to go all the way around in order to deal any more damage on this side, so that evades Plogen's... negates any damage for the rush from Plogen already. And with Plogen already in the feudal age and producing scouts, Plogen just needs 2 or 3 scouts to deal with these militia before he's free to move on to the other side. I don't think Chafar can buy enough time with the rush here to wall off the whole base, and I also quite don't understand why... Okay, yeah, now I understand actually he wants to wall off to secure this gold in the sides. So that's why he's walling the right-hand side first. 3 scouts out for Plogen already though. Taking the hunt as we can see, and he has a fantastic setup for just massing scouts here. Chafar is still in the Dark Age and will be so for 1 minute 20 seconds more. No Spearman possible for another minute for Chafar. This is just so clinical of Plogen to... time it with a Khmer as you can do with them to gather that much food, not focus too much on wood because you are already in a position not to... You don't need that 170 wood for the barracks before you place the stables. So quick wall panic here for Chafar, committing so many villagers to walling now. Will it be enough though? Scouts hesitating. Is it just baiting here? Is this scouts and towers? Scouts and a tower at least. What happened? Oh, lag. I think Plogen was just running back and forth here to try and stop the walls from going up. Baiting the villagers a little bit. Tower on the berries to take Chafar off the berries. Not on the gold, thankfully, for Chafar, who has a gold in the back here as well. But this is still going to be so tough to recover from. If you're trying for the Drush Fast Cattle on this map, you have so much to wall, you have to commit so much, it's so heavy on the eco. I really don't see it working, honestly. Here comes the tower on the berries that will take off a lot of the food economy. And I guess Plogen is reading the map correctly here, knowing that the Drush, pre-build Drush, is with the intention to wall off and go for a fast castle. So if Plogen then denies the only food source or best food source here, that's going to call for a lot more farms for Chafar to get into a smooth transition here. Only 94 food. Plogen even taking the the zebras that Chafar have walled out here now due to the scouts forward. So still very well fought by Chafar against a stronger player here, but also seems like Plogen has such good strategies planned for all of the maps here, and plays this open map to the full potential of the mobility of the scouts here. Look at the food eco Khmer as well. 21 on food, Plogen now 4 on gold. He's going to reach the castle age by minute 18 at this rate. It's insane what Khmer can do with their farming and their not needing buildings to click up. Once the gold situation allows, Plogen could just comfortably click castle age here and go for it. So only that one forward tower to deny the berries, then thank you very much. I'll eat that zebra and back home with the 4 tower building villagers for Plogen. Nice quick house there of Chafar to deal with their last remaining scouts though, but with so many losses, only 2 villagers lost, but look at the idle eco time here. Plogen, of course, with the 4 villagers moving forward, has a lot as well, but it's still half that of Chafar, and look at the idle TC time behind this as well. Chafar really struggling for food, all this Dark Age, or well, effectively Dark Age farms here because Horse Collar isn't in. Those are going to expire rather quickly, but it's also the only way for Chafar to have good access to progress through the ages and advance here and match whatever Plogen brings to the field. Palisades, full wall is in place here for the Mayans player, but at what cost? Lots of wood investment into that. And now archers, maybe for the counter-attack, but by the time the archers reach Plogen space, Plogen's already going to be in the Castle Age and potentially even with a second TC here. It's so strong opening here as the blacksmith goes up as well for the extended forward of whatever Plogen is planning here. Maybe elephants? That would be fun to see, because Mayans will be stuck in the feudal age for a while yet. That's the Castle Age for Plogen at 1850. Wow! 1850 Castle Age with 32 pop total. Did invest into 3 or 4 scouts as well, 3 maybe, in addition to the starting one. Chafar moves forward the archers here, but what are you going to do? Plogen already has elephants, and that's just no match for for feudal age archers. They have so much HP, these elephants, and Plogen is making a mix here of knights and elephants. Elephants the most efficient choice against the archers, whereas the knights have the mobility and speed to maybe go for some form of counter-attack here. So Chafar still lacking quite a bit of food to go up, has some investing into army here and doing their best to try and hit Plogen, but Plogen's woodline so far in the back, side gold here as well, pretty safe, and the fact that Khmer can hide inside houses, that means that you could place houses strategically as well and say villagers that way. Plogen only with 5 military, but much stronger military at that, and with forging in as well, will be cleaning up these archers and then could break in here. It adds the forward siege even to end this here and now against the Mayans player. So that's the GG for Chafar here. Well fought, but congratulations to Plogen for reaching the next round here. Let's go out of Capture Age and see the stats for this one as well. 18.6 KD scouts with ridiculous value for Plogen there with that 8.29, 18 pop uptime, and a cast age at 18.45 to complement that. It's just amazing what Khmer can do if you play them like this, even for open maps, to go with that kind of greedy aggression. There is an elo gap between the players though, roughly 200-300 elo, so that's something to keep in mind as well. That it's not going to be easy being the underdog in this matchup. Villager production, very consistent for both, as we can see, with Chafar never making it to Castle Age. Got to go. Thanks for stopping by the streams, Bree0101. This will be my last cast of today anyway, I think, so thanks for stopping by, for sure. I'll be back for more in the days to come, absolutely.